Br00tality here. Welcome to Your Glam Squad. It is Monday, July 25th. My birthday is in 2 days, and I am excited to bring you this look today. This is not something I normally do. This is a little outside of my norm because, as you can tell, I don't have on any dark eyeliner, and that is just a bizarre world for me. But this look is inspired by the time period that withheld the lovely Marie Antoinette. She just always, I wonder what she actually looked like, honestly, because every drawing I've ever seen of her has just been absolutely perfect and flawless and just gorgeous. And she's kind of personified as, you know, woman evil. So, of course, I had to pick Marie Antoinette. And for this look, it's very simple, it's very clean, and just the focus is the lips and highlighting the cheekbones. And then the eyes are very, very played down. Right now, I doubt you can even see my eyebrows because her eyebrows, well, I used the Kirsten Dunst version of Marie Antoinette for my inspiration because I absolutely love the way she portrayed the character. I thought she fulfilled it well. I'm sure that's complete and total blasphemy to anyone who actually knows history because that movie was terribly inaccurate. But nonetheless, that was the character I used. That personification of the character of Marie Antoinette was the one that I used for my inspiration for this look. I will link out to the specific picture that I used for my inspiration in the down bar below. Let's just go ahead and get started on the tutorial. I would just like to say as a precursor, there are multiple ways that you could achieve this look. The important thing is that you need pale, flawless skin, and then you can build the rest of the look up from there. So I talk about how I do this, and then I offer a few alternatives within the tutorial. So let's get to it. Okay, so the first thing that we are going to do is apply a face primer. I'm going to go ahead and flip this up actually because it's going to be in the way. First thing we're going to do is apply a face primer. I'm using the NYX Studio Photogenic Primer. It's the HD primer. The reason I'm using this is this kind of whites out the skin a little, and since we're doing a Marie Antoinette look, I want it to be very flawless and white-faced. Surprised John didn't yell that's racist. Alright, so I'm going to put this all over my face, and I'm just going to use my fingertips and the back of my hand, using the back of my hand as a palette. I'll do half of my face first and then show you so you can see what I'm talking about, because it does definitely make your face paler. Make sure you're blending this all the way out to the hairline because, like I said, it does change the color of your skin. You need to gently put this on your eye area, not like I just did, which was totally tugging on the skin. Pat it on. Okay, so I don't know if you can see because of the lighting, but half of my face should be considerably lighter than the other. This is the half that I've primed. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and finish putting this on the rest of my face. Okay, so if you were doing this for some kind of costume look, I would definitely recommend bringing this all the way down the neck to wherever the collar on your shirt is going to start. My neck is naturally very, very pale, so I'm not that worried about it. For the next step, we're going to go ahead and conceal. I'm grabbing Glamoflauge. I can talk. Because I am going to use a powder foundation. If you have a lot of problem areas on your skin or really, really uneven skin tone, I would recommend using a liquid foundation, but I'm just going to use powder. Let's see, where is my concealer brush? So we're just going to go ahead and conceal. I don't know why I'm sitting here with my mouth wide open, but I am. Okay, so as long as you don't have a lot of skin issues, that will be enough for you to go ahead and continue on. If you are still noticing a lot of uneven skin tone, go ahead and throw on a very pale liquid foundation. Then proceed on. If you are going to use a liquid foundation, I would do it before you conceal. Then the next thing we're going to do is take e.l.f.'s Complexion Perfection powder, which turns white on me. I'm assuming it turns white on most people. And we're going to set the entire face with this. Of course, the fastest way to do any of this would be to just use white cream makeup, but I don't particularly care for putting cream on my face, so this is the way that I would do this. Then we are going to, we're not going to set the face yet. We're going to go ahead and grab a very pink blush. I am grabbing the Physicians Formula Glow and Mood Boosting Blush in Rose and a blush brush. Try to make sure it's as clean as possible because you want this to end up very, very pink. And then you're going to put this pretty high up on the cheekbone. And it is going to be dramatic. So that is where your blush is going to go. And a little bit of a highlight. You could have started off by adding a cream highlight in the beginning, but I'm not one for putting cream products on my face, as I just said a moment ago. For a highlight, I'm going to be using the Shimmer Strips Custom Blush and Highlighter in Healthy Glows from Physicians Formula. And to highlight, I'm just going to use these top two colors with my C403, which is a small chisel brush from Crown. Make sure you highlight the cheeks, down the nose, and across the forehead, and the chin. And then go ahead and dip your finger in there and get the Cupid's bow. The next thing we are going to do is going to be our eyes. Part of the reason we put the eye primer on the eye, or the face primer on the eyes, is because that also will act as an eye primer. But before we do that, let's go ahead and grab the e.l.f. High Definition Powder. It's this lovely little box here. And we are going to put this all over the face. This is kind of the way to get that whole powdery, just perfect doll-like look that you always see people from the time era that Marie Antoinette is from. Alright, so that part is done. For the eyes are going to be interesting because I'm using Kirsten Dunst as Marie Antoinette as my inspiration because I absolutely loved her in that movie, and her brows were very natural. And they were blonde to match her dyed powder puffy hair. So we're going to fill those in with, where did it go? In the Buff. I'm hoping this is going to be the right color. It looks like it would be about the color I would need. So we're going to take that. And do I have a brush clean for this? Okay, I had to reach into the deep recesses of my brushes and pull out this tiny little guy. This is an angled brush that I have not used in a very long time. It's like an eyeliner brush. So we're going to use this with very short strokes to create natural looking eyebrows. And I have a feeling these are going to be completely lost in this lighting. Okay, so I'm going to also grab Bon Bon Blitz and just put in just a few hairs there and here and there with this darker color. So that's going to be our eyebrows. calling the eyebrows done right there. And then next we're going to take a fluffy blending brush, like this guy, and this is the, what are you? The C433 from Crown, which is the Pro Blending Brush. We're going to take Birthday Suit, which is a matte skin tone. Just use any color that is close to your skin tone. And this is going to go all over the eye, all the way up to the brows. Okay, and then we're going to bring out In the Buff again, and just a little touch of this on the brush, and this is going to go in your crease. Okay, and then to darken it up just a touch more, we're going to grab that Bon Bon Blitz again. I think that's what I want. No, we're going to grab Secret Sinner, sorry. Secret Sinner. Just a touch of that on the brush, again, not much. Starting in the outer corner and then blending your way in. Repeat that on the other side. Okay, so that just kind of gives a little bit of depth to the eyes, and then we are going to be using today the white liner on the inner waterline on the bottom. And then with that small brush we used a moment ago, we're going to take that eyeliner brush and take Secret Sinner. And we're going to line the lower lash line with this, starting from the outside corner in. And then we are going to use a brown mascara on the upper, or on the lashes in general. Okay, on to the fun part, and I am going to put on a lip balm real quick. I just so happened to grab Flapjack. Go ahead and grab your favorite red lip liner. I am grabbing the NYX lip liner pencil in, what is this called? Hot Red. And you're going to line and fill your lips. After you're done with that, you're going to grab it's a reddish orange color. It's not a true red, it's a red orange tone. So I'm using Amsterdam from the NYX Soft Matte Lip Creams. And you're honestly done. If you want, you could add a beauty mark, you could do anything like that, but that is our finished look. I will go ahead and take, well, one minor little trick. That way you don't get red stuff all over your teeth. And I will go ahead and put my hair down and take some pictures. Alright, I hope you guys like this tutorial, and I'll talk to you guys next week. Bye.